Hello, and welcome to Math 127 online web-based course. I'll be your instructor, Timothy Meager, and I will be constructing, building, and running this course throughout the term, the rest of the semester. The purpose of this video is to give you a short overview of the course and how things will go, and to help you feel more secure for your this course. If you have any questions, feel free to email me always. We'll go over all that in a second. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is log into the web course. And so you can do this by going to Canvas, UNLV, and you should get a link right here. Also, you could also use this direct link right here. You can type that in, that's fine too. You should come to something that looks like this. Once here, go ahead and click on Log into Web Campus. I've already done it, and since I don't want to share personal information, I will go ahead and just show you what happens when you'll enter a dashboard with all your courses. Here, amongst all your courses, you'll find one that says Math 127 to 1017 Fall. This is our course for this term. Go ahead and click on that. And just to make it more like what you guys will see, I'm just going to quickly switch it over to Student View. So here we're on Student View. So this is the page you should see when you will first log in. There's a couple of links and all this, and you click on Getting Started, and then you can just start reading through and doing this material. The way this course is really set up is through modules. And so the first thing you need to do is go through this Get Started module. You'll have your first steps. There's a short introduction to me. There's the official syllabus, which we'll go over in a second. And there's a schedule for us. And I'm going to try to adhere to the schedule as much as possible. And in the schedule, you're going to see which sections we wish to have covered by what dates, your online test dates, and then the final exam, which is in person. And I think I should address this first, and I will address it again. There are two exams for this course which are in person, as in you're going to have to come to UNLV and take the exam. Currently, the first one, the final exam is set for December 13th at 10 a.m. to 12:10 p.m. And the midterm will be during the week of the midterm, will be during probably the Saturday of that week. That's all dependent on room availability and time availability. You will know about that at least 2 weeks in advance, but everything else can be done online. So for only those two exams, you have to come in person. If you cannot come in person, which will be a couple of you, you have to go to a proctoring center. They're all around the country, they're everywhere. If you just find a proctoring center, I can send the exam there, and then you can take the exam and it'll come back to you. Okay? All right, so let's go back to our module. So this will get you access to WebAssign access. The way it's been set up for this course is that you will just click on your first assignment, then you'll have to create an account. It's free for 14 days, and then after that, you'll have to pay for access. That's just part of taking the online course, is you'll have to pay for the online webbook as well. In this course question section, you can post any questions you'd like. Here's some standard UNLV for Help students. I will probably post in this Get Starting page the Math Tutoring Center hours, and so they'll have tutoring time most of the days from like 9 to 5 or 9 to 7 on some days. I want to finalize that before I post it for you. And then you'll see your very first assignment. So your first assignment is just to introduce yourself. And if you click on the assignment, you can see that some of your students, some of your fellow classmates have already done this, but I just would like to know your name, your math history, why you're taking this online course, and just some other things just to get you introduced to the other students in your class, and because they're going to help you. And I'll show how in a second. And then we'll actually get into the learning module. So each week you'll have one module to complete, and this course is being rebuilt live. It's not like the old standard course when I went to college. It's like you got an online textbook, you had online homework, and that was it. And you just hope things worked out well. We're currently doing massive upgrades to it right now. So the modules will be posted about 2-3 weeks in advance. And this is just what you're going to do every week, is you're going to log in, go through the module overview. These are the videos you need to watch. Here's an introduction. Here's the big takeaways of what we want you to complete. Here's your learning objectives and things to do. And so we'll have a list of things to do. But almost all the classes will go the same. All the modules will go the same way. The first thing you should do is watch all the online videos. Currently, the math department's online videos are done by George Buck. And I've embedded all these videos in this. And when I say we, I'm working with the Online Office of Education. We've embedded all these videos so you can just click on them and watch them. And so you'll be watching his videos as I run the course, as I build all the online components for this course. And I'll also be your grader and instructor, and I also will propose videos periodically for you, depending on the needs. Especially, I hope to do really nice videos for the midterm review and for the final review. And I might post periodic videos, probably once a week as needed, for certain homework questions that you might have. And so if you've ever been in a flipped classroom, we'll do very much like that. If you haven't heard of a flipped classroom, basically what we're going to be doing here is you watch online videos, and then you attempt the homework, and then you ask your instructor questions, and I deal with the questions directly. But I'm actually going to have you guys engage with that as well as too. So the first thing you want to do is always watch the thing. The second thing you need to do is get a WebAssign account and then start doing your homework. All homework should be attempted by the weekend, and the reason is that I want you to attempt the homework before you do this check-in quiz. And so there's a small little check-in quiz every week that's basically, did you watch the videos, did you try the homeworks? They're all scaled to be very easy in the sense that if you've done those two things, you should have no trouble doing this. You should get 2 attempts for each question on the check-in quiz, and no, they're not worth very much, but it's just making sure you're staying along with everything. The next thing you need to post your questions. And so if you look for it, we'll just go back to the module real quick. We'll go to courses. Oops. Go back up, go back to the module. There's also a discussion porch for homework questions. And so here, there are 2 due dates. The first one's by Friday, and that's where you need to post any initial questions you have for from the homework or from the lecture videos or anything in general that deals with the sections we're dealing with. And so if you're working through the unit circle and terminal points are just not making any sense to you, go ahead and post a question here. And then if you actually can take screenshots of your everything and post it here. It's a lot easier for students to see, your fellow classmates to see what was your issue, what was troubling you, and you can work through it from there. And then by the Sunday, I want you to try to answer at least one of your fellow questions. I mean, if you just write out a thing and post stuff, it's like, well, this is how I solved the problem, and post your version of it. That's great. If you take screenshots of you solving the problem, that's fine. It's highly encouraged that you do video responses. Just click this little thing and do video responses. And notice here you get 5 points for asking a question, multiple encourage, or 5 points for answering classmate questions. But if you didn't have any questions, you must then answer at least 2 of your other classmates' questions, because you can post as many questions as you like, but you need to at least attempt to show your work or try to do something to explain it to another student. So you're going to do that at least once a week. If you do a video response showing how to do a problem, I will count that for all 10 points. If you go the extra mile to do a video response, you will get all 10 points for that, okay? And so you're going to work through these modules and go from there. Right here, this will take you to, this will click at this, open a new window. Once you do this, this will actually get you into WebAssign. You sign in with your account, and then you can actually start to do the homework. If you have any questions on that, please let me know. And then let's go back to the modules. Okay, there'll be a check-in quiz. It's through the WebAssign through Cengage as well. And then your final homework submissions are due Wednesday. And so all the due dates are listed right here, so you can easily see when stuff is due, okay? Each of the courses, each week will be a different module, and it's just all this, and then there'll be a review module specifically for review week to help you get through. So let's talk about the syllabus real quick. I'll go ahead and pull it up. All right, so here is the official syllabus, and I'll just go ahead and pull over a nicer version I already have saved right here. All right, and so I'm Dr. Tim Meager. My official office hours are Monday, Wednesdays from 3 to 4 p.m. and then Thursdays at 9 a.m. We will get you the math tutoring clinic hours, and so that's free tutoring at any point, so you can go do that. If you cannot make any of these hours, let me know, or because a lot of you will be standard students, so that's just what my history has shown. But a fair number will be off, of course. If you need to set up a meeting with me, I'm currently learning UNLV's access to WebEx. So we'll get that set up and running as soon as possible. I was given this class a little bit late in the term, in the summer term, so I'm still being actively rebuilt to be a better experience for you guys. So here's my contact information, course description, all this. You will have to have access to WebAssign. This is required. Suggested you have a calculator for doing your homework. You can use a computer calculator on that. The in-class exams will not be, you're not allowed calculators. That's just the way the department runs it, and so that's what we'll be doing. Okay? All right. So when it comes to grades, how am I getting graded? That's what everyone's question is. And so the first thing is we have 15% for online homework. So as you do this online homework, as you actually work through the process of learning things, that will be worth 15%. 10% is doing the check-in quizzes. Did you watch the video? Did you attempt the homework every week? That's 10%. At the end of each chapter, there'll be an online test that will also be through WebAssign. And those will appear in the modules where we finish those. And you will have a little extra time to study and prepare and get ready for those. And so the due dates for those will be a little bit longer. You get 10% for actively participating in this course. So some days we'll have discussion. So I might ask you to discuss about things, or after the exam, I might ask you what did or didn't go well for you and what was helping. I'm asking you to introduce yourself. All that's in here, okay? And then we have the 2 in-class exams. So the midterms 20% and the finals 30% as mandated by the department. The official time and place will not be known to us for a while. It's just how this goes, because everyone who's taking Math 127 takes it all at once. And so you'll be assigned a room, you'll be assigned a location, and I may or may not be proctoring in the room you're assigned. And then at the end, all the Math 127 professors grade it together. So in that exam, you'll be graded by the department, and I will be assigned like problems 3 and 4. I'll grade 3 and 4, pass it on, and do it for everybody. So that's like 1,000 plus there. The midterm will be proctored. I need to work through getting a class, and you can't do that until like 2 weeks out because stuff happens, and so we'll do that. The grading's right here. Learning outcomes, this is what you'd be expected to learn. Each of these will be broken down a lot smaller and a much more consumable bites by you in the modules. Here's a hint for this. We'll deal with this when we come to preparing for the finals. Class schedule's on a separate sheet. We already gone over that. Here's a lot of the policies. Academic integrity and all this other stuff. Homework's done online. Makeup policies, well, since it's all online, there's not really a makeup policy. If you think you're going to be sick or you're getting sick or all this other stuff, I can give extensions if necessary, but for an online course I tend not to, because you have all the time in the world you don't have to be at this, let me rephrase that, your students are very busy, but you don't have to be at certain locations. And so if you know you have a busy week, it's good to get ahead, and we're going to try to have the modules out ahead for you, so you can just be ahead of the curve. Okay. Tutoring, we'll add more tutoring stuff right here, or you could just email them. I will actually make a post specifically. There's a lot of academic integrity, code of conduct, copyright. This is one of those documents that get longer and longer. More and more people find ways that we need to make them longer. We've all had that, where we've been at work and someone screwed up and all of a sudden there's a new policy. This is the result of that. It's quite long, actually. When it comes to email, just email me Math127, either 1017 or web-based course. Apparently I forget a 7. We'll fix that. Discussion, reflection, and then the last thing I want to talk about in the syllabus is my try again policy. The try again policy is something that's kind of unique to me. There'll be no curves or makeup points given. This is worded a little bit jumbly right now, so I'm going to go fix it right now before I do, but I did want to get this video up. The way it works is really quite simple. So you can earn up to half your points back you missed on any of the online assessments for the chapters. So on chapter 5, if you don't do very well, you can do really well in chapter 6 and make up to half those points. Mathematically, how this works is you get half of what you can either have your original score or the average of the 2 new scores. And so if you got like an 80 on the first first chapter assessment and 100 on the next one, you get, well, the best score would be the average of the two, which is 90. So that's half your points back. However, if you got a 70 on the first one and then a 90 on the second one, the average of those two is 80. So you still don't get half your points back, but you get up to half based on how well you do. This will be different for the chapter. So chapter online assessment for 5 can be helped by chapter online assessment of 6, which can be helped by a chapter online assessment of 7. So you just look one ahead. And the reason I do this is that in math, you have to kind of know what you're doing, but if I allow you to go back and fix that score, you get behind because you're trying to fix the score. And so it's just saying you have to learn what you need to learn and just move forward and do your best on the next one. However, this can never hurt you. So let's say on chapter 7 I get 90 points, but on chapter 8 I do terrible and I get only 40 points. Well, your chapter 7 will still say as 90, okay? So it only can help you, can never hurt you. And the same will be true for the midterm and the final. So if you do bad on the midterm, you can do excessively well in final and earn up to half those points. Do the same thing. This will all have to be manually done, so it'll take me some time to put it in, but you will see your scores, and then I usually put a little asterisk when it says this is the completed final exam, okay? Or the completed exam score. So I'll actually have to manually edit those, okay? And so that's basically how this course will run. So let me go ahead and get rid of this. And so what you're going to be doing in this course, just as a quick overview one last time, is you're going to open up these modules. You're going to read over the overview. You're going to open up these videos. Like I said, I didn't show you the videos before. We'll do so now. This is George Buck. He's one of our math instructors here who graciously allows us to use these videos for this course. And you just click on this and you watch through it. And the way these are numbered is 5-1, 5-1. So this is Chapter 5, Section 1, Video 1 of 3. This is Chapter 5, Section 1, Video 2 of 3. And so you can just click through these videos and watch all of this. And so it's given to you in bite-sized pieces. And you can rewind and go back. And that's the joy of having an online course, is you can just, instead of having to raise your hand, could you say that again? You can just rewind and have it do it again. Well, that being said, you can't ask me, it's like, oh, I'm still not getting it. Well, at that point, you're going to have to rely on the other sources. And then even if the whole class isn't getting something, I will certainly step in and help. I am here to help you guys, okay? And then you're just going to do this every week. You're going to do the homework. After you attempt the homework, do the check-in quiz, ask your questions. And then I will post a video because the final homework's not due until Wednesday, even though you should attempt it before Friday, before this check-in quiz. So everything should be great and good to go. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know, and welcome to this class, and I would be happy to be your teacher, and I'm happy to have you here. All right? Good luck. Bye.